Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Starrett with H-Wave. Today we're talking about how to utilize H-Wave when we feel like we have a muscle spasm going on. Now, it's often common when I have a joint that's really irritated or I've overdone it in exercise that my nervous system engages in a little bit of peremptory lockdown. And basically what ends up happening is the musculature ends up feeling really tight and it feels like I've got a band going on, like a tonic band. You may have experienced of this with you've done too much work, running, you've got the hamstring pump out, you've got a lockout in your low back. But it's oftentimes that we get some of these sort of protective mechanisms of the nervous system that are becoming sort of uncomfortable and they end up feeling like a big lockdown in a certain muscle. Now, normally that will eventually subside and it clearly indicates that there is something going on about my brain trying to protect a certain movement pattern. But what we like to say is when we have spasm, we have a few methodologies to manage it. One is that we can do it with pharmacology. We can give people medicine, Neurontin, we can break tone, there's a whole lot of things we can do. People have been self-soothing with bourbon for a long time. Two is that we can use constant pressure. We might even, be able to put a lot of load and isometric on that, lean into it, kind of constant holding. And what we're basically doing is trying to create enough tension and feedback where that can happen. We start to see diminishment of that high tone. The third way, we see biomedical acupuncture, right? That trigger point therapy with a needle, dry needling can really be very effective at this. It's signaling to the brain it's safe here. And last, and one that we are big fans of, is using H-Wave. And as it turns out, this sort of putting electricity and high energy into the system is a great way of getting that nervous system to basically start to relax. Initially, we talked about some of these things in this high tone with a method that came from Pavel Tsatsouline a long time ago, and he used it called isometric shutdown. And the idea is just to make the musculature work really hard where eventually it becomes so fatigued that it lets go. And that's really what we're trying to do here. And so what I'm done here is imagine, just for demonstration's sake, I've got a real lockdown or ropey aspect to my forearm. This could be calf, this could be quadriceps, it could be hamstrings, adductors, wherever. And all I'm going to do is select high frequency here. So I'm putting on high frequency on the model. And I'm going to turn this up until I get a tonic lockdown. And even with a muscle that is in sort of spasm or in contraction, I usually can overwhelm it with a little bit of energy. And you can see how I'm starting to contract, and then I'm in full contracture here. Now, I don't have to go further. My hand is going to get locked down. But I just want to dial this up till I start to feel that, now I'm encouraging an override, and I'm getting a lot of contracture here. And all I need to do is leave this on for a little while, go about my business, comfortable, my body will adapt to this, and eventually what will end up happening is wherever between the two pads, again, I just got the heads of the muscles here, will start to fatigue and let go, and all of a sudden, click, it just feels fine again. And what you'll see is that we went from that kind of high tonic situation to much less. And what's nice then is that once again, the ongoing use of my H-Wave means that I can help recover after surgery or injury or chronic pain, but then I can also address issues that are going to come that are a normal response to just being a human being and using my body. Overuse, or just trying to recover from exercise. And in this situation, hey, I've overdone it, and I'm in a little bit of lockdown, and that lockdown is causing me problems, that tissues become ischemic, I'm not feeling really good, it feels really achy. Throw on a little bit of high frequency, put yourself into just the beginning of a lockdown, and then let that thing ride, and you'll see you can make yourself feel better very quickly on demand with the power of the H-Wave.